Testing 111. Thank you all for joining us this morning. You know, today, Denver International Airport is the third busiest airport in the country and one of the top 10 busiest airports in the world. This airport isn't just our city's biggest economic driver or even the metro area's biggest economic driver. It's the entire state of Colorado's #1 engine. And in many respects, that is thanks to the person who has led the airport with distinction for the past 13 years. Half the time span DIA has been in existence. And that person, of course, is our current CEO, Kim Day. Now, I can't praise Kim enough. I've said it over and over again that I felt we had the best CEO in the country. I know that because I work with mayors all over the country and I've worked with airports all over the country. We have, without question, one of the best. She has done nothing short of making sure that this airport was a global stakeholder, putting this airport and our city and our region on the global map. For the partnership we've had since I was on city council representing the airport and far northeast Denver, she has been a valued partner and advisor. Since being appointed to this role by then Mayor John Hickenlooper, Kim has helped make DIA not just one of the best airports in the country, but one of the best in the entire world, and along the way helped Denver International Airport become a desired destination. As you all know, she recently announced that it was time for her to take a step back from this role, get some much deserved R&R, and retire after arguably one of the most successful tenures leading a major international airport anywhere in the country. So today we get a chance, at least right now, to say thank you to Kim for her dedicated service to our airport, to me, and my administration, and our entire city. And so Kim, we'll get a chance to say this more formally, but let me just say thank you. We all say thank you. Please join me in thanking Kim Day. We recognize that this transition comes at a time of global change following the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic. The airline industry, like so many others that depend on people gathering and traveling, has been hit hard, and the airports have felt those effects tremendously. Just like the airport was key to our success over the past decade, it will be just as critical to our post-pandemic recovery. As part of our economic recovery plan, we will leverage the economic power of Denver International Airport. We will continue to invest in the airport's world-class facilities and infrastructure. We will boost the customer experience, improve safety for all passengers, and harness the airport's global connectivity. And in the coming months, we will also execute on plans to develop expanded partnerships with the airlines and, more importantly, our concessionaires. Given the important role the airport must play in our recovery, and with the departure of Kim, our airport needs a leader who can step into this space and hit the ground running without missing a beat. And I believe we have found that leader. And that's why today I'm proud to announce that I will be nominating Phil Washington to be the next CEO of Denver International Airport and to welcome him back to Denver, Colorado. You know, after 15 years in leadership at RTD, including 6 of those years as general manager, Phil left Denver in 2015 to head up the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Now, I have had a good conversation with my good friend, Mayor Garcetti, the mayor of Los Angeles. He was sad to see Phil go after 6 years. He even chided me a bit about coming back to steal Phil back to Denver. But it's fair to say we stole him, I told him you stole him from us, and so it only made sense that I come back and get what belonged to Denver in the first place. But I am struck by some of the words that Mayor Garcetti shared with me about Phil. He said, first of all, he received without hesitation my highest recommendation for any job that he seeks. He lifted the morale of the employees and the entire organization when he took over. And then he said this to me that I've never had heard any mayor say. He was the best appointee that I've ever worked with. Phil's experience leading 2 major metropolitan transportation infrastructure organizations means that on day 1, he'll be able to set a course that will lead our airport into the future. Phil knows what it's like to oversee large organizations. He knows capital programs, airports have become the largest capital construction sites in the country. And he knows how to lead large workforces, large multifaceted workforces. He knows what it takes to get professional men and women to reach their stride in striving for excellence. Running an airport is about more than making sure the planes and passengers arrive and depart on time. It's also about recognizing the role this critical infrastructure plays in our transportation system as a whole. Phil understands that, and it's just one of the reasons he was picked to lead the Biden-Harris Transportation Transition Team. It's why they chose him to help set the policy agenda for the U.S. Department of Transportation. There's a big job ahead for Denver International Airport, but with the solid foundation that Kim has established, Phil will be able to pick up the baton and take our airport to the next level. Our airport's future is bright, and the team here is ready to welcome back travelers and once again to be our gateway to the world. And I look forward to engaging with members of City Council during the confirmation process so that Phil is ready to take the reins here at DEN when Kim departs in mid-July. With that, it is absolutely my pleasure to welcome back to Denver and to introduce him as the next CEO of Denver International Airport, Phil Washington.
Well, thank you so much, Mayor. It's just great being back here in Denver. I'm honored and humbled by the opportunity to serve. And I also want to thank Kim Day. I've known Kim Day for a long time. I want to thank her for her great service to both the region and the transportation industry in general. Kim has had many great successes throughout her tenure. She's really worked hard, most recently to bring DEN through the COVID-19 pandemic as well. So thank you so much, Kim. Let me say that DEN is already a great airport. When you talk about the 7th busiest airport in the world, the 3rd busiest in this country, the economic impact of $33.5 billion, 30,000 badged employees, 22 air carriers, 910 vendors and contractors, 89 tenants, the great expansion projects here to the Great Hall, the gate expansion. This airport is growing. The renewal work is ongoing with improvements to existing restrooms and new carpeting and ceilings and upgraded wayfinding, making sure our walkways and escalators are in a state of good repair. This is very, very exciting for one of the great airports in the world. The Pena Boulevard improvements, that construction is going on. The roadway construction is going on. Of course, I took the train down here because I didn't want to be stuck in traffic either. So the A-line was right there, and I was happy to take that. I think I have a very unique perspective and track record of working to develop partnerships both around the country and in the region, and have a unique perspective on the great real estate potential here at DEN as well. We did a lot of that in destinations like Union Station, and destinations around RTD stations around the region as well, and did a lot of that in my last job in LA County, where we worked to create about 2,000 residential units in the last 5 years, with about 3,000 more that are on the way. And so it's very, very exciting. So I'm ready and excited to dig in with the facilities, with the parking, the passenger amenities, traffic issues, coordination and partnership with the airlines, coordination and partnership with the federal government, FAA, and very, very excited to work with the team here at DEN. I understand budgets, having put together and managed an $8 billion budget in my last job. So I look forward to the opportunity to serve this great city and the country. I am a public servant, and I look forward to working with the Denver City Council. I look forward to working with the regional stakeholders to include the surrounding counties as well. Look forward to working with the federal government. Look forward to working with our small and minority and veteran-owned, women-owned businesses. Look forward to working with the community, our employees, the concession community, and everyone who are stakeholders here at DEN. And finally, I'm committed to equity and diversity and inclusion. My track record of looking through those lenses when designing programs and processes are important to me, and I'm known for that. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you for your trust in me, and thank you for the service to the region, Ken. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Phil. We'll open up for Q&A in just a moment, but I want to bring up our current CEO, who on July 16th will embark upon a new journey in her life after leading this airport for 13 years. And I gotta tell you that as I bring her up, I just want to remind everyone, this has been one of my closest advisors and friends. We have worked together tirelessly to connect this airport around the world. One of the things that is a mark of a true leader to me is someone who has a more of a passion for the edifice or the organization or the city in which they run versus the passion and ambition of the job that they hold. And there's no doubt in my mind that Kim Day cared more about this airport than anything or anyone could possibly care. And so with that, I'm proud to bring her up to say a few words to us during this transition conversation. Kim Day.
Thank you. Just so everyone knows, masks are still required at Denver International Airport. Well, welcome, Phil. I'm so happy to invite you to the Denver International Airport family. As Phil mentioned, I've known him for years. We had a wonderful partnership bringing the A-line here to the airport, and clearly this was a successful partnership. I also want to offer my congratulations. I look forward to Phil's confirmation, but there are a few things I got to tell you, Phil, just to prepare you. You are about to lead the most talented team of employees in this airport of any airport in the U.S. or the world. You have a great collaborative community with our growing committed airline partners and our concessionaires. We're giving you 53 square miles of land to oversee, which is the envy of every other airport in the world. There's room to grow, and this is truly an amazing economic engine, and the potential is endless. We made it through the pandemic strong. We are lean. We have our capital projects on time and on budget, and we're seeing a robust return to traffic. So it's a really good time to transition. And I am leaving you with the best boss in America, probably the best boss of any city in America, in Mayor Hancock, who I've loved working with these last 13 years. And while I plan to spend every moment of retirement enjoying myself, I am available to you at any time, anything I can ever do for you, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Oh, and by the way, I don't have a baton, but I do have socks.
I'm going to give you something too.
Okay.
I'm going to present to Kim one of my personal coins as well. It's a challenge coin built from the military tradition. So.
All right, so just as a reminder, we will transition leadership of the airport on July the 16th, which will be Kim's last day in office. And Phil will take the reins at that point in time. We will begin the process of taking him through the council vetting, nomination or confirmation process, I should say, very soon, within the coming weeks, to begin that process, so we don't have any delays in him taking the reins of the organization. So let's open up for Q&A.
I think every transportation organization is different. I have engaged and partnered with airports around the country, both here and in Los Angeles as well. And I understand big projects, I understand safety, I understand budgets, and I understand people development. And so I think when you even talk about the aviation industry, each one is different. The relationship I have with the FAA, the relationship and the experience I have with running large organizations and projects will go well with then in the future. Well, I try not to look too far ahead, right? One of the things that I focus on is doing the best job I can right now. The future will take care of itself. And I think the key parts of this job is, I think, safety, of course, as I said earlier, but also enhancing the customer experience and making sure that the assets are in a good state of good repair. And so I focus on those things, and I don't worry too much about the future. I think my track record in project management is pretty good. I am familiar with and very experienced with starting contracts or projects from the beginning. I am very, very experienced with coming into projects in the middle of the project and also at the end of the project. My last job in Los Angeles, we had the largest transportation infrastructure program in North America. And project management, though all of these projects are different, I believe that I have the experience to handle any project at any stage and during the life cycle of these various projects and programs.
Let me answer the two questions. I think were very good questions. One is, in terms of aviation experience, obviously before appointing Phil, a lot of conversations with people who are in the aviation industry. Phil's most recent work in Los Angeles and, of course, with the FAA or the Transportation Department in Washington was tremendous for the airlines to get to know him, to have direct contact with him. And that was huge for me to mention his name, not even in connection with this job. It's like, Phil, not knowing why I was asking. And to hear and receive such favorable response was critically important. And there wasn't one negative response or critical response. It was all very glowing. They appreciated the work they had with him, particularly during this most recent round with the Biden-Harris administration. Secondly, your job regarding the term is a very important one. Because let me tell you how I look at this. As mayor now for 10 years, I can tell you that there are two most important jobs that as an incoming mayor I want to find stability. I didn't have it when I came in except for one. I had 50% of it. And that is police chief and director of the airport, CEO of the airport. The two most important jobs. What that does for an incoming mayor is to say I can go focus on those other critical appointments as long as our two most important roles that we play, keeping this airport function, good leadership, and the city safe. And that's why, as Kim and I talked about her retirement, I said, Kim, I must find someone who can take this job that I believe the next mayor will give very serious consideration to in keeping the job, like I had Kim when I came in. That was so important to me that I could focus on the other functions and other appointments I had to make because I knew the airport was in good hands. And the other one, of course, being the police chief and making sure that the safety of this city remains. So that is why, when you look at Phil coming in, for me, as a citizen, but also someone who loves this airport, leadership is critically important even beyond me, and that's why I'm asking Phil Washington to take the reins. Thank you all very much.